I had the privilege of traveling New Zealand and Australia with Melanie and her husband. That was so much fun. We had so much fun a couple years ago. So we've been through the weeds. This is a new presentation for you, so that was really great, right? I haven't seen her cuttlefish. This is great. So Melanie's seen some of my things as well too. But this is a new lecture I'm doing for the rest of the year. So I'm stalling as they kind of get towards this. But thank you guys for showing up for SkeptiCamps. I've been helping run these SkeptiCamps throughout the United States for the last couple years. And I think I did 18 last year. We have them all over. So if you're interested in doing more of these, they're all over the place. And you can be in contact with me. I can give you the website and stuff too. And if you want to be a speaker at one of them, well, David over there, he gave a talk at my SkeptiCamp a couple years ago. My SkeptiCamp is always the first of the year. It's the first SkeptiCamp of the year. It's in Monterey, California. You guys all want to come to Monterey in January, right? Okay. So I'm in Salinas, California. And I just flew in last night, and boy, are my arms tired. No, I'm not kidding. That's why I'm fatigued. All right, so I could talk about this forever, but I'm going to try to do this within my time. So I run the organization AboutTimeProject.org. We are a 501c3. And James Randi was the one who gave me the money to start it. So I'm going to have two different topics today, but I'm only going to briefly talk about the Wikipedia project. But I am going to give you an update, and that is me, when I had cancer in 2013. So that's what happens to you when you have cancer. See what anyway, your eyes look like, anyway. So I wanted to encourage you to be able to take pictures of the slides because you're not going to be able to follow everything that's going on. And if you have questions later, as I said, I can answer your questions for days. So I'm really into this stuff. But really what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about cold reading mainly, but I'm going to start with an update because the last time I was here at your last SkeptiCamp in 2024, my whole presentation was on Wikipedia. So I want to just kind of give you a quick update. We do run this Wikipedia team. I run this Wikipedia team. It's international. I have about 80 editors right now. I do all the training. It is happening on a private Facebook group called The Secret Cabal. We are hated by just about everybody. So I'm universally hated by the world, UFOs, people. I mean, I can't even. So you have to have a bit of a thick skin to do this. So here is the update. So when I was here with you guys last time, 2024, we had created, now I mean, we edit all the time. You know, we're always editing. So I can only keep track of some pages. And what we've been keeping track on are things that we've completely written or taken from an ugly stub and turned it into something amazing. And we have only one way of measuring our success because you should be able to measure, you know, how well you're doing on things. And the way we measure this is by article views. So when somebody clicks on a Wikipedia article, then it generates a ping somewhere, I don't know where, but it generates a hit. And we can look and see how many hits there are. But the numbers I'm going to give you are nothing compared to the influence that we have. Because as you may or may not know, in some of my other lectures I explain this in depth, Wikipedia is fueling everything. AI, all internet searches, and almost all of the content you're getting from places, your media, your influencers, they're pulling from Wikipedia, and sometimes they're reading directly off the Wikipedia page my editors have written. And I have evidence of that in some of the other talks I've done, and it's freaking amazing. So do not underestimate the power of Wikipedia. But this number I'm showing you, when I was here last time, 2,216 articles created with 168 million article views. That's nothing compared to what is actually going on in the real world, but I have no way of measuring it. So here's where we are just a couple days ago when I created this slide. We've just created just about 100 more articles, about 50 a year, which is slow because I'm trying to recruit more editors, especially anybody. I can train anybody, but you know, we're really looking for some hard science editors, people who really know the science, because my team doesn't have that expertise, as Mark Boslow over here. I've been nagging him for years. But we're at 218 million article views, and these are in languages all over the world. 45% of all the work we do is in languages outside of English. 45%, because as I say, pseudoscience does not stop in English. So we need to take this in. Okay, so we're not going to talk about that anymore, but I'm happy to talk about it with you later. This is where I'm going to go. So this is my YouTube channel, Psychics Explained. I started in 2023. My partner, who died a couple years ago, coined the phrase grief vampire. So he was the expert in psychics because he did that for a long time, as well as being a mentalist, you know, Mark Edward. So now it's just me, and I've been running my own stings, and I've been running my own things. So it's a different mindset when you're alone to do the work that I'm doing. All right, so what we're going to concentrate on is cold reading. And in this group, I don't think I need to explain it, but if anybody needs me to give you an idea what cold reading is, does anybody need to know what that is? Okay, so one of the things I have discovered, because what I've been doing the last few years is I've been getting really into the weeds of the psychic world, psychic mediums, people who say they can communicate with the dead. That's really what I'm focusing on. And they are I'm kind of reporting back to you on what I've learned. What I am learning is that most of the people in our community, the skeptic community, does not really grasp what's going on, but you think you do. And what I think we're having a problem is that we collectively are telling these people that are believers in psychics what we know as if we know it, like the Dunning-Kruger effect. But this person who's the actual sitting down and getting readings with these people, the sitters, we call them sitters, even if they're not sitting, we call them sitters, those people are having a completely different experience as what we are explaining to them. So we say things like, oh, well, they're just looking you up on the internet. That's called hot reading. And most psychics do not hot read. Almost all psychics cold read. Some don't realize they're cold reading. When you get to the higher levels, the Tyler Henrys, Teresa Caputos, and all those, they know what they're doing. But those lower level ones, they don't realize it. So they really think they're helping people. And the feedback they get from the sitter is they're helping, and they have a good cry, and everything's amazing, and they talk to my dead loved one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're not on the same page. Hot reading is a very small thing. If we catch a hot reader, if I find a hot reader, that's when I do a sting. And that's what, I'm known for it with some of the other stings I've done. Cold reading is also something we all pretty much have the skill of doing. We all cold read each other all the time. When you walked into this room and you don't know anybody, you have to make a decision. Where should I sit? Who should I approach? Who looks friendly? And you make that decision. Like if you're going to be sitting on a bus for a few hours and you walk into the bus and you look at all the people sitting in the row, you got to make a decision where you're sitting. Are you sitting next to the woman with the infant? Are you sitting next to the person reading a book? Are you sitting next to a person who looks elderly and maybe needs help? You make those decisions based on assumptions you're making about the person just as a human. If you're in sales, you cold read all the time, trust me. So cold reading is a fascinating aspect of our psychology of us humans. And I don't think we understand the power of this. It's really powerful. Okay, so this is my YouTube channel, Psychics Explained. I made this screenshot a long time ago. I'm over 500 videos by now, something like that. And so this is my YouTube channel. I hope you find this interesting enough that you'll want to come and check it out and be one of my subscribers. This is a phrase I coined recently. It's called the motivated sitter. And I think you guys know it as, just forgot it. When people are motivated reasoning. So the sitter is motivated to get a great reading. They come into the reading with the psychic medium. I use the word psychic and medium interchangeably, but I'm really just talking about those people who claim to be able to speak to the dead, the mediums. So when they come into the reading, they have in their mind that they want to get this reading. They need to get this reading. A lot of people are in grief and they are not able to sort out their emotions. I know it takes a while to get through grief, and sometimes you don't ever get through grief, but you do usually come to a new normal of grief. So what happens is that the motivated sitter is where I think we need to concentrate on. And I think, as Melanie said, and as Ruth said, we need to have a lot more empathy, because what they're experiencing is different from you as a person who's watching the reading with you don't care, you don't know these people, but you're watching it and you can pick up on the tricks. But they can't, because they're so emotionally caught up in it. Their friends, their peers, their people they follow on social media, the magazines, all of that, the media that they see, the Kardashians, all that, that's all telling them that psychics are real and you can just get your reading. Same with all the alt-med that we are dealing with now. And I want you to understand also, and I've been talking about this for a while, psychic mediums prey, P-R-E-Y, on women. This is a pseudoscience that's completely targeted to women. If you open up a magazine of fish and game, right, are you going to see an article about somebody going to the psychic and knowing where the best places to fish are? No, you're not, right? But if you open up a women's magazine, they're highly targeted with horoscopes and astrology and alternative medicine and, yes, psychics. And morning TV, it's psychics. They have these grief vampires on there, and they are just, you might as well just, the reporter who's supposedly in reporting and supposed to doing news, they might as well ask them their favorite color. They're just like, hey, so how long you been psychic? Tell me about, and it's just BS. We have to hold these enablers accountable, and that's kind of what I've been doing. All right, so let's get over to this. Now I'm going to show you some video clips. They're all like a minute or 2 minutes long. This is an example of a motivated sitter. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information before I show you the clip. So try not to read the screen behind me, which I know you're already doing. So and the font is kind of small on purpose, so you guys won't do that. What's going on in this case is I attended, this case I didn't attend it. I watched a video of this psychic. You won't know who it is. It's nobody that you would ever know. And his name is Mark Anthony. He's a personal injury attorney turned psychic. And he is a part of an organization called Helping Parents Heal. Helping Parents Heal is an organization that is made up of grieving family whose children have died. And they're mainly on Facebook, and they do these lectures, but they believe that you handle your grief by communicating with your dead child through mediumship. Now, they also offer other kinds of psychology, like help and stuff as well. Oh, well, they don't dissuade you from going to a grief therapist, but they are a community. And how do I explain this? These people believe that you can talk to your child as if they're on the other side of that wall. And they're there, and they're watching you. They know, like what you did today. They talk amongst themselves, these dead children, talk amongst themselves about awards you're getting, or if you got your hair cut, and on and on. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I'm not an expert on this, but from what I can see, I don't think it's helping people get through the grief process that you need to go through by thinking that your child has not really died. They're just over there, like beyond the veil or whatever. So in this case, I'm going to show you an example of a motivated sitter. This woman, who, whatever, it doesn't matter what her name is, she wrote a testimonial for Mark Anthony. She went to a gallery reading on Zoom. The psychic's there, and the psychic starts calling out like things. They say, oh, who had a fire, or who had a miscarriage, who had that. And then the women in the audience are typing into the little chat, and the chat is saying, oh, I think that's for me, or whatever. So they're trying to claim the reading as their own. I hope that makes sense. So this woman got a reading from this guy named Mark Anthony, and she wrote a testimonial to the Helping Parents Heal organization to endorse this guy. And I'm going to read it to you really quickly. Last night's reading with Mark Anthony was right on the mark. He provides hope and reassurance that my son is still there in some form. Mark offered details which I was genuinely surprised about. They all say that the mediums give him details. There's no way they could have known. How could he have known my son's nickname for his girlfriend was Giuseppe? Now that does seem very specific, doesn't it? How could he know his girlfriend's nickname from the dead child is Giuseppe. That's amazing, right? If you could do that kind of stuff, you would be like the most powerful person in the world, or a hot reader. Thank you. Last night was really amazing. I feel a little silly, however. I was truly in shock hearing the name Giuseppe again and then having Mark pick me. So this is written within 24 hours of her reading. I'm going to show you a clip for that reading, and I want you guys to see if what she remembers, honestly remembers, is what happened on the video. So I have no idea if this is going to play or not because we didn't practice it. So,
I keep hearing either Joseph or Giuseppe. Giuseppe. Giuseppe's an Italian name, Joseph. Giuseppe. And if Giuseppe makes sense with anyone else, raise your hand. I know we're running short on time, but I'm hearing Giuseppe. Okay, is there a Giuseppe? I know Elizabeth running out of time. I just want to see if there's a Giuseppe.
Yeah, if there's a Giuseppe, then we need to find out. So anybody who is, isn't that also Pinocchio, Jenna is saying?
That was Geppetto. Geppetto.
So
What was Pinocchio's creator was Geppetto. But if that is resonating with somebody, that will work.
okay, well, let's see. Robin's saying it's her son's nickname for his girlfriend. And then we also have Petra saying her Papa Joe. So is his real name Giuseppe, Petra? Could you just
Let's go back to the nickname. What was the nickname?
Joe, Papa Joe?
No, before that. There was boyfriend, girlfriend.
Okay, my son's nickname for his girlfriend, I guess, is Giuseppe.
And is the son in spirit?
Is the son in spirit? So let's see. Could you tell us, Robin, if your son is in spirit? Yes, she says yes.
Okay, let's bring them up, because if I'm getting Giuseppe and that was the nickname, that when it's right on point like that, that's it.
that's I want that meme to go wild. That's me at home on my channel. That look of like, you got to be kidding me. You guys as listeners who are not caught up in the emotion of this, you can see the tricks, right? So you probably understand that she did not get called out. He threw out the name Giuseppe, and she, along with another woman, kind of competed for that to be her reading. And once it was there, then he just manipulated, oh, I said Giuseppe. So this is cold reading. And this is what is very common in most of the readings that I watch. And I do a lot, this is what I do a lot of part of my day, is that I'm watching these videos. Sometimes I'm infiltrating the groups. Sometimes I'm being a sitter. Sometimes I have other people be the sitters. And I'm recording these things so that I can analyze them, break them down for my YouTube channel, Psychics Explained, because I want us to understand what's going on. And as you saw, the guy had to ask if the kid was dead. I mean, you would think he would kind of know that, right? So he was willing to take Giuseppe, any connection to Giuseppe, Geppetto, or Joseph, right? So, and if he had not gotten a hit, he just would have moved on to somebody else. He would just moved on with something else, and we'd have forgotten.
We're on that.
No, I don't know. Some of the events. That's a good question. One of the Davids. We have so many Davids here today. I think there's 4 of you guys, right? Yeah. All right. So one of the things is that this was a recorded one that I saw. So I've got several videos of him up. Yeah.
He said he was almost out of time, so he was covering, right?
Well, no, it was towards the end of the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but still. Yes, Melanie.
This is an interesting example of false pattern detection.
But it's very common. And if you point this out to people who are getting readings, they're not going to hear you at all. Because once you've had a reading, you're just the devil. You cannot explain it to them, because once they've heard from their loved one, and this is true with facilitated communication, which is the thing I've been working with right now, facilitated communication, psychics, any of this kind of stuff. Once you've heard from your loved one and they've told you, Mommy, I love you, they're done. They're in the rabbit hole down at the bottom, and there's nothing you can say that's going to bring them out. So it's best that we reach people before they get to this principle, get to the beginning. Mm-hmm.
Is there like general Barnum statements that these psychics kind of use collectively to kind of...
I'm glad you asked that. Okay, so hold on to that thought. Okay, so to catch a cold reader, it's very difficult because they're using tropes like cardinals, coins, feathers, stones, the tropes you guys have probably heard, birds, butterflies, all that nonsense, those are all tropes, okay? But to catch a cold reader, it's very difficult because what I'm finding, this is completely new, I'm the only person I think that's doing this, is that I think we're going to be able to catch these people easier through repetition. Now, I'm going to show you an example. This is Matt Fraser. I know you guys all know Matt Fraser. He's like a #1 New York Times bestseller. He had a TV show for 1 season on Lifetime, and he's like massive. Anyway, no. I've had years of dealing with Matt Fraser. So I'm going to show you Matt Fraser. Now, thankfully, I have now got captions on the videos. That other one I didn't have captions on. I have a long history with Matt Fraser, including in the New York Times article that featured me about Operation Peach Pit and Operation Pizza Roll. So Matt Fraser, I'm recording this, and she's blurred because it's a private reading. So what's going on is I remember going to one of his readings in San Jose or LA, and I recorded everything audio, and I just remembered this phrase. And then when I was watching this video a couple months ago, I said, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. So here's the video that might make sense, only like a minute long.
And he's also got the dogs with him on the side as well, because he's also got, there's 2 in particular that are there. But there's one, I keep seeing this German Shepherd that's also there that's on the other side. So where was the German Shepherd connected?
I don't know. That might have been him growing up.
Find out, because I'm also seeing that dog that's also with your dad when I'm speaking to him. And I feel like he was really excited about this dog because he hadn't seen that dog in quite some time.
Okay.
Also talking about the dogs that had passed as well. He's got dogs that are with him. And where was the German Shepherds?
It was, yeah, they were his.
Perfect. He says, no, the dogs are here. Because your dad's more excited that he's not even excited to make it into heaven. He's more excited that these freaking dogs are here and with them. Because he's like, look, I got my dogs here, and the dogs are running up. And he's so excited about that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So know that those 2 souls are on the other side, because it's your dad's way of acknowledging that they're there and that they're with him.
So these are recorded years apart, and I just happened to remember that this was odd, that I remember these 2 things, because my memory is still pretty good. I'm going to show you something else that I'm doing, and you guys, I do a lot of lectures, we do a lot of stuff, but usually I don't get a chance to talk about this too much, but I'm trying this out on you guys, so I hope that you find this interesting about the part I'm going to show you, especially next. So I've created, now that we have AI and some really cool tools, and as I said, I'm a nonprofit, and what I've been able to do is I have subscribed to a transcribing, anyway, it's too confusing. I'm trying to take all of Matt Fraser's readings that I can get, that I've created or I found online, and I'm putting them all into this database and transcribing them so that I'll be able to do searching functions so I can find them, clip them, and be able to put them out in videos. So I'm going to show you one. I've put this up on my YouTube channel, but I don't get a lot of views. I'm kind of a low-level, way low-level YouTuber. But I'm going to show you one. I've got 2, and if you're interested in the other one, I can show it to you, but I don't know if we have time. Oh, wait, this one I'm going to show you. This is Suzanne Northrop. I'm going to show you this real quick. Years and years ago, my boyfriend did a show for Michael Shermer, and when my partner died, I went through a lot of his things and all his videos. And I remember that he had done this show for a TV program, whatever, and it was Suzanne Northrop. And I remember this, that she has this thing, just like you said, are there tropes these people use?
And I don't know who he's making reference to. I don't know if somebody liked roses, was named Rose, or Rose.
My grandmother was Rose.
So I'm going to ask one other quick thing, and I don't know who he's talking about here. It's either a person or quite literally with Jen here. I smell roses. So I don't know if somebody was a gardener, or unless there's somebody connected to him by the name of Rose.
Oh my God. Well, it was a Rose.
Oh, was that his wife?
No.
Okay. So
but there was a Rose.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it was somebody
we all know.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gathering that must have been a connection to this person.
Okay, so this is years apart, and I just stumbled across this video about a week ago, and I was watching the whole thing, getting ready to transcribe it, and oh my God, she comes out with a rose. I'm like, I know she's done rose before. In fact, I think I know of 2 more times. I can't find the video. I was trying really hard to scramble before coming here. I think I have 2 more times where she does the rose thing. Somebody named Rose, a gardener, smells like roses, looks like roses, and she would even use like a rose tattoo. Anything, the dog's name is Rose, somebody's last name is Rose, they liked a baseball player named Rose, whatever. She'll take anything. But in this case, this is cold reading again. It feels very specific to the person who's sitting there getting the reading, because they are caught up in this emotional situation and they're just can't quite hear it fast enough. It's going so fast. Okay, this is my pride and joy. This one and the next, I'll show you the next video, but this is the thing I've just started doing in the last few months. It's tedious work, but I think it's important work because it's going to show it. Now, this is Matt Frazier. If they're blurred, it's because I recorded them from a private reading. If it's clear, then it's something up on their channel. This is using a trope that I think is specific to this one psychic. There's 2 of them in here, so I hope you enjoy this. I think it's 3 minutes long.
And your mother just wants to validate this. She wants to thank you for keeping her blanket. She tells me there's a blanket that you have of hers. She said, if you tell her that, she will believe right now that you're talking to me, because nobody knows about this. Is that true? Yeah. So no, it's her way of bringing that up, because she just said to me, let her know about the blanket, know about the blanket. And your mom just said to me, I am with you always. She's also talking about your blankets of hers. What's the connection with the blankets? There's one thing that he's bringing up that I'm not understanding, okay? Do you have blankets of his here in this world?
Yeah. Blankets. The thing upstairs.
Yes.
He's telling me anytime you're missing him, he says, cuddle up to the blankets, tell them about the blankets, Matt. And he also says to me,
it's like a prayer blanket he gets in the hospital, and he used to cover with it in the hospital.
She also was telling me one last thing I gotta tell you. Thank you for keeping the blanket. Thank you for keeping the blanket. So no, it's her way of acknowledging that that blanket that you have will always have her energy on it, right? She also was telling me one other thing. She also told me when I'm connecting, okay? That there was a blanket that was kept of hers here in this world.
Yes.
She keeps saying, thank you for keeping my blanket. Thank you for keeping my blanket. Do I make him into a blanket? Because he shows me about all these things. He says, Matt, let her know that I know that she kept this. And she tells me, Matt, she goes, that's something that I have been wanting to tell my daughter for so long. She wants to thank you for keeping her blanket, by the way. She tells me there's a blanket that you kept of hers here in the physical. And he just said to me, there's also something with your pillow. So did you sleep with his pillow at night? Was there a pillow that you kept of hers here in this world?
Yeah.
She keeps telling me you have her pillow. You have her pillow. I'm like, what the hell? She says, and my mother even debated putting up a Christmas tree or celebrating Christmas. And your son says to me, there's an ornament of his, or there's an ornament that you have on the tree in memory of him. Your mom just said to me this. She just showed me visions of you having like Christmas ornaments of hers here in this world. Yeah. And she just said to me that you just like either found them or just uncovered them. Your mother's busting your balls when I'm connecting with her about you losing her ornaments or not having ornaments of hers.
Oh my God.
The house, probably.
Yeah. Probably from her home.
She's saying to me, Matt, she goes, I had all these ornaments, and she goes, they were expensive. He actually shows me that he celebrated Christmas with you when I'm connecting, and there was an ornament or something that was put out in memory of him here in this world, because he's talking about decorating the tree. Do you understand that?
Well, the ornament I picked, he made an ornament for my mom for one of our siblings who passed away.
So no, it's his way of acknowledging that when you put that memory, that ornament out, he's there in the same way that you remembered that sibling that had passed away. It's his way of showing you that he's here. She's also telling me something else. She keeps talking about a necklace. So is there a necklace that you have? And he talks about something special being done with his ring or your wedding ring here in the physical world. So did you talk about either redoing his ring or remaking his ring? She's also talking about a necklace. So did you have a necklace made in memory of her? Is there a necklace that you have that you wear? She showed me like all these like specific things when I'm speaking to her. I keep seeing a heart-shaped necklace. I keep hearing about a necklace when I'm speaking to him. So was there a necklace that you made after his passing, or wearing something as a necklace but it's not actually a necklace? But know that your mom is stepping forward as well, because first of all, she knows that you kept the jewelry of hers, because she talks about all the jewelry that you have, and she wants to thank you for the way that you have passed it down. There's one thing that he's also showing me. He's talking about a necklace that you have in memory of him. She wants to thank you for the necklaces that you have. And I keep hearing also earrings. You have her earrings. Was there earrings passed down to you? She's also talking about her jewelry being passed down when I'm connecting with her. And when I'm speaking to her, she's talking about, I feel like it's going to be a cross, because she shows me a religious medal that's here. She tells me that there's certain jewelry that you haven't been able to wear of your mom's because you've just been hurting so bad. And she said to me, I always told my daughter, like, some of these pieces are yours. She immediately was telling me that she wants to thank you for the jewelry that you kept of hers here in this world. First of all, I got to tell you, she wants to thank you for keeping her jewelry here in the physical world. She tells me there's jewelry that was kept. Know that that's his way of bringing that through. And also when I'm connecting, there's also a necklace he's talking about. He tells me you were supposed to get, I feel like it was his watch here in this world. What happened to his watch? And you know that your mom still tells me that even though she passed so long ago, there's still jewelry pieces that you have of hers here in the physical world. She wants to thank you for treasuring her ring, because she's also bringing up the ring she's telling me. There was jewelry that was kept here in this world. And she's telling me about you thinking about remaking some of those pieces or changing some of those pieces. So have you just like thought about either remaking her ring, or you have to redo her ring?
No, I don't think so. I do have a ring though.
Please know that she wants that ring to be passed down, because your loved ones in spirit, you know, to your mom, you know, on the other side, that was the most beautiful thing that she could ever give you, was that ring. I took advantage of our love. And he actually showed me a ring that's here. So when I see this ring, what he's telling me is that he told you at one point, like, that you were going to get engaged or promised a future with him. I see all of it. Live life for her. She also says to me that she wants to thank you for holding on to her jewelry, because she shows about the jewelry that was kept. And she tells me that you have certain pieces for certain people. So I feel like you're putting certain jewelry away, like, oh, this is for this person.
Oh,
she's also telling me you have her ring here in the physical world. She's talking about her ring. She's also pointing to your cross around your neck as well when I'm connecting with her. And she's saying, I have to talk about this cross. Okay. Did she give you this cross, or what's the connection with the cross? He's also shown me a vision of a watch. Was there a watch that was gifted, that you gifted to him? He's also telling me, did you make a necklace after he died? He keeps talking about a necklace. Know that your mother is right here talking to me when I'm connecting. And right away, I kept hearing about the jewelry. So did you bring jewelry of hers today? She just said to me, if you talk about the jewelry, she's going to know that it's real. Okay. I'm also being shown this. Do you have like a necklace with a picture of her in it? I'm also hearing about, she's talking about the pearls. So do you have pearls of hers? She says to me, thank you for keeping her earrings here in this world, by the way. So know that your mom wants to thank you for the way that you fought so hard for her here in this world. She also tells me of jewelry pieces of hers here in the physical world when I'm connected with her. He said to me, Matt, let her know that I'm there. And he's also talking about the necklace. So are you wearing a necklace of him right now? She tells me about necklaces. How do you connect with having her necklaces here in the physical world? She wants to thank you for holding on to her jewelry. And she wants to thank you for passing it down. She says to me, Matt, they all have jewelry pieces of mine. Tell them thank you.
All right, so I'm watching you guys because I don't know if this is receptive. I don't know if people get it, but I think this might be the way of, if I had media coverage, which, you know, that's always a problem. I think this shows more what's going on than anybody saying, oh, well, they're just hot reading you, or they're like calling out J, E, you know, who's got a Maria here. I think this shows a repetition. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that powerful enough? Okay, it's clear. Okay, those are two tropes that I had never even thought of, a blanket and a Christmas ornament. And this is just, I've only been doing this like a month and a half trying to work on this database.
I was just going to ask that one, Susan. I assume he's getting paid for these.
Well, of course. So when I was on the airplane coming over, I wrote an article for Skeptical Inquirer online, and I wrote it about 6 weeks ago. So I did 2 stings this year. One was Operation Banana Cream Pie, and that was a hot reader, and God, the ending on that was crazy. And I wrote an article for Skeptical Inquirer. You can look it up, Operation Banana Cream Pie. I don't see anybody writing it down. But that one is a sting that I did this summer, and I used a lot of people, and that was $1,400. This one, as I was on my plane flying here, I got a message saying, hey, Operation Gobble Gotcha just published. So if you write down Operation Gobble Gotcha, and the reason why these are named this way is so that you can just take the name and you can put it in Google and there it is. So Operation Gobble Gotcha just published it. It's online free. And that is about Matt Fraser and the sting I did this winter with him. And I found out how much money he's making on these. And I put 50 women trying to catch him cold reading. And I'm not going to tell you the results, sorry. But, and I know how much money he's making on these things now. But it took a lot of work. And the $1,400 that I had in the first reading, we did get it refunded for reasons. And I took that $1,400 and I paid for a ton of people's readings. So that's what I spent on Operation Gobble Gotcha. But okay, about the money. It is not about the money, these people getting readings. So I hear this constantly. I don't know why we're so focused on this. We say, there is so much money in this. And these people are just grifting on these women and they're taking their money. It is not about the money, you guys. What is going on, and I don't think I have time to show you, but what is going on is a lot of medical misinformation and financial advice, not necessarily done by like the topper, the people who are the bigger names, but once you get a reading or you watch a reading with somebody like Matt Fraser, you're not going to be able to get another reading by him again. It's like a lottery. You happen to get in. And what happens is then they get hooked, and then they go and they buy into readings for local mediums, people that their friends recommend, that the social media recommends, and then that's where it's super dangerous because they're into these small groups of maybe 50 women. Then they start getting recruited to become mediums themselves, to take the workshops, the seminars, the books. There's huge amounts of money in that for those women. Also, what's happening is, and I've got video after video after video of this, where the psychic is giving the person a reading and they say to them, there's some of these people who say they're giving you body scans and looking at your health. And when they do the body scan, they look you over and they say, it's your knee. You're having problems with your knee and I think you need to get better sleep and you need to start drinking more water, Mark. That's what they're getting. Now that doesn't sound dangerous, right? But here's what I'm famous for is what is missing from that. This is one of the things I talk about a lot. Mark, if he thinks I'm a psychic medium, I'm the person of authority. He just had a health scan by me, right? I looked you over. You need to drink more water. You need to get better sleep. And that knee, you better check it out. So people, everybody over like my age in the 60s, you get all kinds of screenings that are not fun. Mammograms are not fun, right, women? They are not fun. They press that thing down into a pancake, right? And you guys men know about prostates, and do get your prostates checked often. That's what killed my partner. But health, colonoscopies. Hands up everybody who can't wait for the next colonoscopy appointment, right? Oh, yeah, I can't wait. So what I'm saying is when a person gives you a screening and you personally trust that person to have given you a screening, they didn't see anything wrong. Just you need to get better sleep, you need to drink more water, and your knee is a problem. So what happens is people will put off their medical appointments because they just saw somebody. And dear dad, who's dead on the other side, who's the one who's overseeing this, why would he give you bad information? It's being sent through the psychic. I kid you not, this happens all the time. I've got lots of videos of this kind of stuff, and even on here, I'm not going to show you because I don't have the time. They give financial advice. They do all kinds of stuff. This woman on the right, Kimberly Meredith, I have a whole series of videos of her. She thinks she's a human MRI machine, and she blinks. And the blinking has something to do with Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Gabriel, whatever. And they are telling her your health stuff. I kid you not. This video is one of those, but I don't have time to talk about it. And I'm not going to talk about that one either. But I am going to show you this one to end. This is a reading that I just found with Suzanne Northrop. And the reason why I want to show it to you is because I think it emphasizes how important it is to look at what's going on from the viewpoint of the sitter, the person who's getting the reading. We need to empathize with them more. They're not stupid people. They're not even gullible necessarily. A lot of these people are conditioned from birth that you are going to live a life on the other side with your dear loved ones if you believe and you follow these tenets. They believe in life after death. And because they believe in life after death, why is it so odd to go to a psychic medium and have somebody have a conversation with a person? That's not odd, right? So what's happening is these people also are in grief, and everybody around them is telling them that this is real. So this person, I'm sad that Ben isn't here yet. The man in the middle is Gary Schwartz. He's a PhD at the University of Arizona. Oh, I'm so sorry. His name is Dr. Gary Schwartz. He's got a PhD. And the community, he's tenured, which is why they can't get rid of him. He's the guy who's working on the soul phone. Soul phone, S-O-U-L, Tesla, Einstein, they're working on it with them. They're going to be able to call people up. Anyway, there's so much nonsense in this world, you cannot freaking believe it. But Dr. Gary Schwartz is the PhD, because you know all the pseudosciences have some PhD that believes this stuff, and they throt him out like as if, well, Dr. Gary Schwartz, he said. Anyway, he's in the middle. This person in pink is Suzanne Northrop. You saw her a minute ago. And this is a woman who's on stage. This is the Afterlife Conference from 2015. I just found this video. It's 3 minutes long, and then I'll end with that. So what's going on is Suzanne Northrop's, this is a conference for Afterlife. So she's coming up on stage to give this woman a reading. In about 30 seconds in, a minute in, or something like that, he's going to do something that I think sums up everything that's going on in the cold reading world and what's going on. Because these people have no concept of cold reading. The people who are watching this, they've never heard of the term. They don't understand it. It's completely foreign to them. So I'm going to show you this. And remember that you guys are watching this unemotional, years later, no dog in the pony show or whatever it's called. And you aren't, and think about how fast this is happening. And watch Suzanne's gestures. I don't know if you saw that in the other one. She's like pulling him out, like, come on, with Rose, you know. So watch her gestures and watch this. And I'm going to pause it to ask you something in a second.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so now another woman shows up connected to you. There's a Helen, Ellen, something to that effect. It's either EL's within the name or the name Helen. Okay, again, I'm on that side of the family, which is mother's side of the family, from Mom Gavin. Do you understand this? So does that mean your mother's still here?
My mother is.
Okay, but her mother is passed. Am I correct on that?
Her mother is passed,
And there's these sisters in here somewhere.
I have 3 sisters.
You have 3 sisters. You still have 3 sisters. Isn't that
Yep,
wonderful?
I
Thank
do.
you. And they're all still here.
They are.
Okay. Now, is Dad passed then?
Yes.
Yes. And he has been gone a long time.
Yes.
Again, I'm in the month of June or July, so that's a birth or passing tied in.
That's a birthday.
Okay, that's how they identify coming through.
Yeah.
Now, you're not Daddy's girl by chance, are you?
Not so much.
Not so much, but someone is.
Yes.
Who's the younger baby?
Jody, yes.
Jody, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I have to just come back to this real
Yes.
quick again here. There is something with the younger boy.
Yes.
Yes. Is that younger boy connected to you?
Yes.
Yes, because he stands next to you.
Yes.
Yes, and he's very cute.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, so is this your son then?
Yes.
Yes. Now, he's telling me he's with your daddy?
Yes.
Yes, and your daddy brought him over.
I hope so.
Okay, the boy gives me double honor, which means his first or middle is passed down.
Yes.
Yes. Is that from your side or from your daddy's side?
His middle name is my last name.
Okay, thank you.
Which
And
is my dad's side.
And he thanks you for that. Okay.
Great.
Now, since he has gone over, he tells me, he has other children he's now playing with.
Oh.
All right?
Okay.
So there's somebody that you know that must have lost a younger female because he comes with a younger female of his peer level. They would be very different energies.
Yes.
Okay, do you understand this?
Yes.
If I get opposite sexes, that's what it means to me.
Yeah.
There's a distance there.
Many, yeah.
Many. And
Yeah.
there's a C or a K sounding name somewhere connected to them.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
As long as you understand, that's
Yep,
all that
no,
matters,
yes,
okay?
I do.
Yes. Now, I have to tell you something. This young man tells me he passed fast.
Very quickly.
Yes, and he tells me he's very cute, Mommy.
Yes.
He shows me this part of his body, and he's showing me the way he's showing it to me. If Mommy, if I would have stayed here, it wouldn't have been as cute and wonderful as I. Do you understand that? Which
Yes.
means he wouldn't have been right, and
Yeah.
that would have never been his cup of tea.
Thank
and
you.
I know that that's sometimes hard for
No,
us.
I appreciate you telling
But
that.
he says you needed to know this.
I did.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he also tells me quite literally he has come to you since he's passed.
Yes.
More than once?
Yes.
Okay? And he says he visits you with lots of butterflies.
Yes.
Do you understand?
I do.
Who got the tattoo?
All my two sisters did.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. He likes both of them, but
Does
one
he?
more than the other.
Oh, I know which one he likes more.
The spoiled one.
Yeah.
The one that spoiled him.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, now, Mother's still here.
Yes.
Mother was very close to him.
Very much.
This is like my favorite grandma.
Yes.
You understand this?
That's exactly what his obituary says.
Of course.
Just a guesstimate now. What percentage of you say this was accurate? Again, just a guesstimate.
I'd say 90%. Yeah. 90%. Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's typical for her. Okay, and very few people would be brave enough to do this kind of thing
Or
in
nuts
front of
enough.
or nuts in front of an audience.
Okay, I think, can I? Okay, I don't know if I can pause it. But Gary Schwartz, I don't know, did you catch it when he said, she said, I'm getting the month of June and July, and the woman frantically is searching in her brain to figure out how she can make June or July fit, because this is what motivated sitters do. So they're trying to scramble, because our brains are freaking amazing, and we're trying to make that connection. And so she comes up with somebody's birthdays in June or July, and his action is like this, like, wow, you can't believe this stuff is amazing. That sums up everything, because he is completely unaware of how involved he is thinking. He believes this. And they found that as powerful. They think that this is amazing. I don't know if I hit the button again, if it'll play the end, but he asks her, how accurate was she with her reading? Now, let me ask you guys, how accurate do you think that was? Percentage-wise, shout it out. It's a lot going on in there, right? Anybody have any? Come on now, you guys, don't be so shy. What is it you think percentage-wise you think she was accurate with those sitter? 20? Pretty random? 10?
I'm going to say about 25.
25?
It was like 50-50 for me. I mean, she'd guess and then she'd move on and then she'd pick up on that.
Right.
50-50.
What do you think the sitter thinks? Because this is what happens. You leave the reading, it's coming at you fast and furious, and you can't, she's not making notes, she's not recording this, she's put on the spot in front of all her peers at this conference, and Dr. Gary Schwartz is sitting next to her, so damn well she's going to end up saying that it was amazing or whatever, because, the peer pressure. So the woman says it was 90% accurate. And this is common. And that reading you just saw is very common. All of that is common. So this is my channel. In case you have forgotten the name of my channel, Psychics Explain. I know Melody likes this part. This is my channel, Psychics Explain. In case you forget what it's called, maybe this will be easier for you. Psychics Explained. Easy to remember, right? Okay, and this is my nonprofit. This is where you can find a lot of more information about what we do, Wikipedia-wise, facilitated communications, psychics, and everything else that I'm involved in, SkeptiCamps, and all that other stuff. And thank you so much for letting me come to see you today.
I have a question.
Sure.
So if it's not about the money, what's it about? What do they have to
Power.
Power.
Power
ego?
over some women I've seen that have money that do these readings. I think it's one woman. I did an operation dill pickle, and the woman has money. I think she's just bored, and she had a husband that she managed. They opened up a couple limousine companies, and she had boys that are now running the company. Now everything's off her table. She was a very busy woman, and now she gets to tell these women how to lead their lives, how to do this. She just sits and gives them advice all the day. So I think in her case, it's power. So I think a lot of that is power. And of course there's money because they want to be famous, too, because then they'll have more influence. So it is about money in the end, but it isn't about the money in the individual thing so much. So it is a little bit. Melanie? And then Carl. Sure.
So I talk to a lot of educators and students, and it is astonishing to me how many of them just flat out say Wikipedia is not reliable and don't trust it. And I'm curious what you think we can do to try and address that.
Let me do more lectures. I'll do a lot more. I come to your classrooms, I'll talk to your students, I'll talk to the professors. I love talking to people about Wikipedia. I think that's changing now. It's starting to change. And of course, you shouldn't trust Wikipedia. Go to the citations at the bottom and follow them. It's a great follow-up. But it is starting to change because I'm starting to see more and more professors recommend things. Curly?
Is the speed of these readings, is that like a common tactic that helps fast, that you talk to them? And it's like almost like a gestalt of
Yep, you're right.
on a traumatized individual that they can't seem to focus on anyone.
Exactly. Yeah, so the speed of the speed they're speaking is absolutely part of the tactics. Though Tyler Henry is the Hollywood medium, he uses the long pause. So he'll say, I'm getting a guy who's something that had to do with a fire and there was something. And that long pause makes the person fit. They'll answer. So he does the long pause, but most of them exactly, Chloe, they do it's fast. Because how do you freaking keep up? I mean, you guys just watched that 3-minute video, and I bet if I gave you a test, I bet a lot of you would miss almost everything that was on that she said, because it's coming at you fast and furious, and you're not caught up in an emotional moment in front of your peers, and Dr. Gary Shorts is sitting next to you. Okay, I don't think we have more time, do we? Is there any other questions, Steve? And then.
Yeah, so thanks for your, not just your presentation, but your work in general, and I also thanks to Melanie. So I have one concern, and that is that, isn't it possible, without some further explanation in the video you were showing, the Matt Fraser videos, and maybe there is this explanation later, but isn't it possible for someone to say, oh, this is tremendous proof of how Matt Fraser is so in touch with jewelry
and blankets?
Because you said yourself, a lot of people don't know what cold reading is.
Right.
So just presenting the repetition could also be proof that it works.
I don't know. I don't have an answer because you guys are the first people I presented this to. But I'm here today and tomorrow, so if you guys don't have questions for me later.